From his Worse Than Pride album, Out of My Head, from Kieran Goss. There's a Christian Aid concert in Armagh Road Presbyterian Church in Portadown tomorrow night. Starts at 8 o'clock. It's a concert of sacred music with the Counterpoint Choir. Donations of £5 suggested, and the proceeds go to Iraq. Somebody was inquiring about the ABBA site that Emma was talking about. The web address is www.abbasite.com. Quite a simple one. I don't know who sent the text. It says, in your quiz, you said Shania Twain was American. She is, in fact, Canadian. Come on, you should know better. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I screwed up there terribly. I got it wrong. Yes, Shania is Canadian. Didn't affect the outcome of the quiz, so happy I am to say it. Paul Nicholas, my guest tomorrow morning. And picked as many bones out of the past hour and a half as I could. Handing over to a man who's in full control of his power and faculties, Gerry Anderson.
We're the new Japanese.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
I don't know. We had no power this morning.
What
we were
happened?
powerless.
Had you not?
No, we were candles and things like that.
Really? Well, how did you manage to broadcast?
We
Using a
just
generator?
battled through. There's a man on a treadmill outside keeping one lamp going.
I'm glad you made it through to
Oh,
the
we
end. You
battled
see, this
through.
is, other people would have wilted.
See, Wogan did one of your tricks yesterday. Missed the first hour and a half of his show. Sitting in his Rolls Royce on the M, whatever it is, cursing himself.
Well, I don't sit in my Rolls Royce. Anytime I miss it, I'm usually upstairs.
Is your car starting this weather?
It is indeed. Thank you very much for that.
Mm.
Have you seen this month's episode of Ireland's Pets magazine?
I don't subscribe to Ireland's
I'll
Pets.
send you a copy. I'm in it.
You're in it?
Yes.
With a Shih Tzu?
No, I've got a dog. Goodbye.
Your dog is a Shih Tzu, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It is.
It's a Lhasa Apso.
That's easy for you to say.
As they call them in Derry-Stoke Londonderry, Lhasa Aspros. Here's the woman now.
Go, bye.
I kept you long enough. Bye.
BBC Radio Foyle.
And BBC Radio Ulster.
Gerry Anderson.
What happened to John and I? We used to have TV shows and now nobody wants us. Times have changed. Yes.
See that girl with the stud on her tongue? She's in her 30s, but she still looks young. She's alright, she knows that she can. She's getting off in Amsterdam. See the guy with the bag on his back? He looks rough, but he won't attack. He's got it down, he's got a plan. He's getting off in Amsterdam. Yeah. See the boys getting off the train. They're here to party, no one knows their names. They got the money, they don't want a tan. They're getting off in Amsterdam. See that couple walking hand in hand. They're after something you understand. Making out in the back of the van. They're getting off in Amsterdam. Yeah. School kids sitting on the boat, hoping that they'll keep afloat. Teacher talking about the house of Anne. They're getting off in Amsterdam. Yeah. They're getting off in Amsterdam.
That's a good sound, that. I like that. That's the Moondogs reformed again for their new album, which is called Redfish. It's on Rekus Records, REEKUS, RKCD 11, if you're interested. And the album is called Redfish. That track is called Getting Off in Amsterdam. Good morning, welcome. This is Gerry Anderson here. I love to stop talking to John Bennett.
Why?
He depresses me.
It does not. I like John. I always liked. Always.
He's
had
all right.
soft
He's a
spot for him.
gentleman, but he's so stiff.
He is not. No, he's
No fun in him. But you see, by the time we get to him, he's exhausted.
naturally enough.
That's what it is, you see. But maybe we could start him and talk to him at 5 to 9. Of course, I'd be still...
Remember, there was a time when you did that.
No, there was never a time.
There was a time when you talked to John during his program.
When was that?
Oh,
A long time ago.
a long time ago in
Did I used to be on
Bethlehem.
before him? Did I used to be on before him? I used to be on before him.
I don't know. There was something anyway. That
Anyway,
there was
No,
some.
I used to be on before him. Then I went to England, and then when I came back, they put me on after him because I was bad.
Yeah. There's a man on one.
I believe that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What is your name?
Eddie Black.
Eddie Black.
Yes, mate.
That's a good name, Eddie.
Not too bad.
That's a good, strong name.
Correct, thank you.
Yes.
It was about one of your listeners phoned in a couple of weeks ago about the Roy Rogers Museum in California.
Yes, he told us it wasn't there anymore.
Well, it's moved to Branston, Missouri. Which is one of those country places.
I know that's where Daniel's going.
Is that where Daniel's going?
Yeah.
Well, I can see Trigger. There's stuff there.
Oh, my God, I'm speechless. Because what were we talking about this morning?
We were talking about
Branson.
Branson.
We were sitting upstairs talking about Branson this morning, and lo and behold, and we were sitting there with a photograph of Roy Rogers and Dale.
That's it. That's a man.
Gail or
right.
Dale?
Dale.
Dale.
There we were.
That's
This
right.
is like deja vu.
So it is.
We were sitting upstairs talking about Branson whilst you were fingering a photograph of Roy Rogers.
Uh-huh.
And there the man comes on and tells
Yes,
us that Roy
that's
Rogers
what
and
I
Trigger
thought.
is in Branson. Jesus! What? I mean, how better can it get than that? Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Jerry. I know you're carried away with Roy.
Yes, I know. What's wrong with you?
What?
What's wrong with you in there?
What's wrong with me?
No, it's him in there.
he's asking what's wrong with me.
Oh, you, Sean, sorry.
He
I
doesn't-
think he knows.
He knows, yes. Anyway, I'm sorry I got excited there.
Yes.
Anyway, what was that you're going to say?
When I say no more. No, just letting your listeners know where Roy Rogers, Triggers and Rebel ended up.
Well, you see, I happen to know for a fact that Daniel O'Donnell, when he goes to America later on this year, or maybe I'm not quite sure when it is, I saw a little brochure that he's going to be appearing for 6 or 7 days in Branson, Missouri, because that's where all the elephants go to die.
Yeah.
And he'll be appearing there. And people from here can go there and book a holiday through Daniel's people. And they go with Daniel, and they can go with him to Branson, stay there for a week.
Oh.
And the added highlight is when they go there, they can also see Andy Williams, the Osmond Brothers, and Trigger.
And Trigger and Rebel.
What? And Rebel. Is Rebel there as well? Is Rebel stuffed too?
Oh, us Rebels are everywhere.
My God, is there nothing that hasn't been stuffed? And Roy Rogers, I think they might stuff him as well, but you're not allowed to do that, are you?
No.
Why have they stuffed Roy Rogers?
Tell me this now that you two are there.
I sat in Trigger.
Pardon?
I sat in Trigger
Tell me about
when
that.
it was breathing. In the Glasgow Empire in 1952 or something, 53.
And you got up on it.
Oh, I got up in it.
How did you manage that?
I don't know, I think my brother put me up. My oldest brother.
And you must have been the envy of all your friends.
Oh, well, you know what I mean? Because he was an assistant manager in the variety bar next door to the Glasgow Empire then in Sucky Hill Street.
You see, that's silence you, Mr. Coyle. You've nothing to say on that. You're talking to a man
Well,
who
now-
sat on Trigger's back. You have
Me?
nothing to say.
Eddie,
in reply
Yes.
to
Did
that.
you see Parkinson on Saturday night?
No, I did not, no.
I saw it.
Well, did
I'm the presenter.
yes.
Ask me.
No, but it's important that I asked Eddie.
Yes, sure.
Well, I'll ask you anyway. Okay.
Ask me because he
Des
didn't see
O'Connor was on.
Yes, he's...
Oh.
But Des O'Connor was talking about that. You just mentioned the place there, a bar beside.
the variety bar.
What was the name of the theatre again? You just
The Empire
Glasgow
Theatre.
Empire.
Glasgow-
That's a very famous theatre.
That's where Desi cried.
that's Des O'Connor
He
fainted. in
fainted
it.
there. That's
Yes.
what...
But was it that bad, Eddie?
Yes.
Well, it was a half an hour of hell
Ask
if you didn't
me.
make it.
I was in the Empire Theatre in Glasgow.
You weren't in it then. Eddie lived beside it, and his brother ran a bar next door to it. Sure, he would know more about it than you.
Jed, I didn't think you were that old during the Glasgow Empire.
There you are now. You see, do you
They're
still...
giving your age away there.
No, I lied.
But was it that bad, Eddie?
Well, it was
Excuse
the
me,
Saturday afternoon interview.
Eddie, excuse me.
Yes.
Sean, I'll take it from here.
Okay, well, turn me off then.
Okay, thank you. Was it that bad, Eddie?
Yes, well, Johnny Ray came in 1955
Really?
and he sheared up the streets. He came in 56 and he was booed off it.
Yeah, apparently the Glasgow Empire was legend amongst all the comedians.
Well,
Because
Morecambe and Wise used to threaten Des by sending them back there to it.
that's right. Apparently there was nothing worse than the first house on a Monday night in a wet winter.
Oh, the
Glasgow
one in Six
Empire.
Stalls.
Yeah. Apparently all the comedians who came on there died. And not alone did they die, they were abused.
Yeah,
Is that a fact?
that is correct.
When did that close down, the Glasgow Empire?
I think it was the early 60s, late 50s.
I've never been there at all. I lied, of course.
I know you were giving your age away if you were in there.
I sometimes have to lie to keep my end up. All right, well, that's interesting. Did you remember, who else do you remember being on the Glasgow Empire?
Oh, it was all variety acts, it was all new ones. My brother loved the place, you know.
That
He
was
used
the
to bring me.
That was the tail end of variety, or music hall.
Yes, music hall, yeah.
As they called it in England.
Frankie Vaughan and your mum was a big star then. That pink toothbrush, blue toothbrush, Max Bygraves.
Max Bygraves.
Oh, he was a big hit there. I don't know why, but he was a big hit. So-
That's good. Do you know, there's a funny thing.
Yes.
Because, you know, when you think about it, I don't want to be talking about things that are outside people's experience.
Yeah.
But music hall lasted for a very long time, and it actually continued on in the working men's clubs.
Yes, that's good.
Especially in the north of England. When I first started playing out in bands and stuff, you know, in the
Yeah.
kind of 60s, I remember going with various bands from here, and we would go to working men's clubs.
Yeah.
And you'd be on in somewhere like Leeds, and it'd be kind of I don't know, just like a bar, really, but it was almost like a theatre.
Yeah.
And there'd be jugglers, and there'd be acrobats, and there'd be all kinds of different acts on. These were music hall acts, and
Yeah.
I actually went to one place where they actually had the hook. Did they have a hook in the Glasgow?
Yeah, I remember the hook. No, it was only a joke, I think, in Glasgow. I think they had one.
No, but I remember seeing the hook. Apparently, the hook. What the hook was if someone was on and wasn't doing very well,
Yeah.
they'd come out and put it around the guy's neck and just kind of drag him off.
Yeah, I remember seeing in the Empire one time, you know those guys that dance with the sand and the fez in their heads?
Oh, yes.
The sand dancers.
Yes.
I mean, they got great applause, you know what I mean?
Oh, I loved that.
You know what I mean?
What did they call them? There was two brothers.
I've got a mate, he could tell you our names. My mate couldn't tell our names.
Oh, we better not stop getting into that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for that information. Now that we know Daniel and Trigger are in Branson.
Daniel. Okay,
Thank
okay, Gerry.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What an interesting thing. I could talk about that all day. I read a number of books about the old music hall. I kind of got a notion that I'd like to kind of study that someday. But then again, who cares, as I hear you ask. We've had a number of inquiries about this Pets
What do you mean
magazine.
study?
Pardon?
What do you mean study?
I'll tell you what study means.
Do you remember
Sean.
the Clark brothers?
No.
You remember the Clark brothers?
No. Who were the Clark brothers? Excuse me if I don't.
Tap dancers.
Who were the two guys who did the sand dance, the Egyptian sand dance?
I can't remember.
remember their
They were
name?
very thin.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's.
But you don't
neither here
remember
nor
the
there.
Clark brothers?
No, I don't remember the Clark brothers.
Tap dancing. They were big at the time.
Oh, the black guys, Americans. Of course I do.
no,
yeah.
were they?
Were they not
Ameri-
black?
Were they? Yeah, but were they?
Well, I
American?
remember Bojangles.
There were
Bill Robinson.
two,
I met a
two
man.
brothers from England.
Were they really?
No, but maybe you're right.
They were black guys. They were
They're-
West Indian guys,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Billy Dainty. Remember Billy Dainty dancing?
Billy Dainty.
Do you remember him dancing?
Yeah, he was a great dancer.
Very good
Stop
dancer.
this now.
Max Wall.
Stop this now. Max Wall was a genius.
Yeah.
When I say study, I mean studied in depth. I mean, there's one thing to
Write a
read-
book about it.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a couple in the breach.
I know. Tell me this.
People are interested in this Pets magazine,
There's a song in my head,
and indeed a knit.
right? And
Yes.
there's a line or a couple of words in the song.
Yes.
And I said to myself, I was thinking about them last night, and I said, so I'm going to ask
Is this
him.
going to take long?
I'm going to ask him in the morning.
Yes.
What's a prickly pear?
Oh, prickly pear. It's a fruit grown in Africa, and it's almost like a mango, except there's little thorns on it to protect it. And the bear in Jungle Book.
Yeah, he wants to, when you pick a
paw and the prickly
prickly pear. So I was wondering what...
bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. People are interested.
Did
in
you
this
ever
Pets
have one?
magazine. I've never had a prickly pear with a big paw. But people are interested in the Pets magazine.
Ways up.
It's called Ireland's Pets magazine. It's only $1.95, and it's out now. And there's a lovely little photograph of the
We talked about this yesterday.
I know, but I'm reiterating. There's a photograph of a big black dog in the front. That's not me. Down below, there's another. No, the reason I'm telling you about this, it's for the Oak Farm.
Gack.
It's for the Oak Tree Farm
We-
Animal
all
Rescue
this-
Centre. It's quiet, please. It's my program.
Well, turn me off.
All
Turn
right,
me
then.
off.
It's for the Oak Tree Farm Animal Rescue Centre, and there's an article about it, and there's lovely photographs of me, and you can also, as a competition, you can get my book.
Lost your car keys.
Yes, they lost his car keys. But here's some advice for women, which came across a gentleman called Rosemary, and Harry Glendenning sent this to me today. I thought, I don't usually like stuff that comes in over the internet, but this is germane to the conversation we're having today. It says here, this is advice to women. It says, if you want someone who will bring you the paper without first tearing it apart to remove the sports section, buy a dog. If you want someone willing to make a fool of himself simply because he's glad to see you, buy a dog. If you want someone who will eat whatever you put in front of him and never say it's not as good as his mother made it, buy a dog. If you want someone always willing to go out at any hour for as long as you want, wherever you want to go, buy a dog. If you want someone to scare away burglars without a lethal weapon which terrifies you and endangers the lives of your families and all the neighbours, buy a dog. If you want someone who will never touch the remote control no matter what, doesn't care about football and can sit next to you as you watch romantic movies, buy a dog. If you want someone who's content to get up on your bed just to warm your feet and whom you can push off if he snores, get married. Buy a dog. If you want someone who never criticises what you do, doesn't care if you're pretty or ugly, fat or thin, young or old, with breasts or without, who acts as if every word you say is especially worthy of listening to and listens to you and loves you unconditionally, perpetually, until its last breath emits from its body, buy a dog. But on the other hand, if you want someone who will never come when you call, ignores you totally when you come home, leaves hair all over the place, walks all over you, runs around all night, only comes home to eat and sleep and acts as if your entire existence is solely to ensure that he is happy, well, you know what to do. Buy a cat. Yes?
Oh, Gerry, sure, there's a wee call for you, pal.
I'm not taking it.
Okay.
I'm going to play this music first. From a band called Interference.
American townland, snow and Iceland, Russian farmland, and the sword of Islam. The state of New Israel remembers Belsen. Now there's sand for Palestine and grass for Israel. Won't you settle down? Stop fighting for your gods. They can't hear you now. Not with the noise of your guns. Oh, settle down. Stop fighting for your gods. They can't hear you now. Not with the noise of your guns. Once were towering steeples, now there's a soaring eagle, a crescent moon and a rising sun. Our prayers ascending, but what good will they bring if all that's willing is more and more killing? Won't you settle down? Stop fighting for your gods. They can't hear you now. Not with the noise of your guns. Oh, settle down. Stop fighting for your gods. They can't hear you now. Not with the noise of your guns. A mooring, the county Cork I was born in, this sturdy old town where the rain's always falling, our prayers ascending, but what good can they bring if all that's willing fitness for more and more killing. Thank you.
That man's just a wee bit too serious for his own good. What do we want? An end to all war. When do we want it? Now. Your man's a disturbing cross between Steve Forbert and Leo Sayer, which is never a good thing at the best of times. That's a fella called, who is he? He's called Interference. That's a song called American Townland from an album called Other Voices, which is a load of pretentious songs put together by pretentious people, I imagine. I think there's someone on the line here. What?
There's a wee call for you.
Keep saying it's a wee call. This is the BBC. Saying there's someone on the line, say. Don't be saying it's a wee call for ye. Don't say that. For God's sake, have you not been trained at all? Hello, good morning.
Bonjour, Monsieur Anderson. Ça va?
Hello?
Ça va?
Ça va?
Yeah?
Hey, gringo. We don't want your stinking budgies. Who's that?
This is George, your correspondent from Cyprus.
Oh, good morning, George. How are things in
I'm actually
Cyprus?
in Belfast at the moment.
Are you? What brings you back to our shores?
Well, it's rather unfortunate. My wife got very ill,
Oh, dear.
and we came home, and she subsequently passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, George. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know that, George.
Yeah, I'm heading back to Cyprus on
dear.
Sunday week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God, I don't know what to say to you. That's
Not to worry.
terrible.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Anyway, you
understand.
were asking about the sound dancers.
Yes,
I believe they were called Wilson, Keppel, and Betty.
absolutely right. Wilson, Kettle, and Betty.
Yeah.
I remember reading a great book by George Burns. It was called They Still Love Me in Altoona. Apparently, Altoona. You know about that book? They Still Love Me in Altoona.
Give me that again.
I just forget about it.
Okay. Well.
The book is called They Still Love Me in Altoona. Apparently, when George Burns started out on the Variety, there was Music Hall, I suppose. No, it was Variety in America. Sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. Music Hall in England, Variety in America. He started out on the circuit. He had a horrible act, and apparently he had a seal act or something like that. And he was with someone who had... Anyway, whatever he did, it was a horrible act, and it never worked. And I can identify with... They played in a theatre in a place called Altoona, Altoonna, Toonna, in New York State. And he was a massive hit. He got a standing ovation. And then the next night, he said to himself, finally, after all the nights that I've died, and he died every night before this, finally I've got the act right. So the next night, they moved on to somewhere else, and he died again. The only place he ever got a standing ovation or ever went down any way at all well was Altoona. So whenever things went bad, he used to always say, they still love me in Altoona. And that happened to me one time in a band. I remember being in a band from Derry, Stoke, Londonderry.
Sorry, where are we now? What did this conversation start off as?
Sean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to say to you, except maybe perhaps, have you ever considered listening to that programme?
No, but George came on to tell you about sand dancers.
Yes.
And now you're talking about something that happened
George Burns.
You're talking about show bands.
No, I'm talking about Music Hall in America.
Where's George?
George is still there.
I'm still listening.
Yeah, but it's George.
I don't mind, not paying for the call.
It's only you get annoyed because you think I'm lying all the time. It's Wilson, Capital, and what?
Betty.
Betty.
I don't
Apparently there
remember.
were a few Bettys.
Yeah.
They
Betty.
changed Bettys.
Wilson and Capital, they were basically.
I don't remember her.
Oh, yes.
I just remember the
Listen, I'm going to
boys.
turn you off. You ruin everything.
I don't remember a woman in the act.
But the point I was trying to make was I know how George Burns felt.
It's nothing to do with
Because
George.
I remember we've moved on now, Sean. I remember being in this band. It was a pickup band. Remember Phil Coulter? No, pickup band. Anyway, it was a band that was very bad. I won't name them. But I played with them for a while, and we played everywhere, and we died everywhere. As a matter of fact, in Creasla and County Donegal, they threw sweets and pennies at us, but the sweets were lovely.
What was the name of the band?
I'm not telling you.
Please tell me.
Some of them are still alive.
Doesn't matter. You're in there half alive.
They were Wilson, Keppel, and Gerry.
No,
the name
anyway,
of the
we
band?
played, I'm not telling you. And then when we eventually played one night in a place called Kiltymach in County Mayo. And we were the same that night as we were any other night. But we brought the house down. And they wanted us, and they booked us for another 5 gigs. And then we said we finally got it right. So the next gig we went to, we died again. So I understand exactly what George Burns is talking about.
You would.
You've nothing but abuse for me and contempt, isn't that it?
You would.
Abuse and
Yes.
Hello, good morning, sir.
It's me again. I'm still
Oh,
here.
sorry, I thought we were talking about
Listen, while I'm on with you,
Yes.
as I said, I'm going back to Cyprus on Sunday week.
Whereabouts in Cyprus, do you know?
Limassol.
Limassol.
But let me ask you this. I'd like to get your fax number before I go.
Oh, by all means, I'll give it to you now if you like.
Please, if you would.
Yes, it's a free number. This
Yep.
is, if anyone wants to fax us anything, I never give the fax number, but I should. It's 02871
Yeah.
378
Yeah.
666, the mark of the beast.
Okay. 02871 378 666.
That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Well, Mom, you asked me about Cyprus. Come on.
You live there permanently.
Yeah.
You made a move there. How long were you
I
living
did.
there?
I was there for 4 years.
A lot of people have done that from Northern Ireland. You got a few pound about you, and you said to yourself, to hell this for a game of cowboys, I'll go and live
Absolutely.
somewhere nice. Well, I want to do that, but I have no money.
Oh, Gerry, come on. It's very cheap to live there.
So I believe.
It really is
No,
cheap.
I want to ask you something now, and I hope you don't think I'm being personal.
Go on.
Supposing I bought a wee house out there. This is for the benefit of other listeners as
Yeah.
well. I have a wee house. My wee house is bought, right?
Yep.
That's all done.
Yep.
Could I get by on 100 quid a week?
If you're on your own, yes.
If you're
If you don't
somebody
have a
else,
partner, in other words, if you're living on your own and you own the property, you get about 100 quid a week, yeah.
well, I would probably be on my own by that time because my wife will probably leave me soon, and
Yeah.
I'll be there. I see. That would be the only reason I'd go on my own to run away.
A guy said to me 2 years ago, he said, if I were coming to live in Cyprus at a pension of 20,000 a year, how would I get on?
That's
I
400
said,
quid
well,
a
you
week.
and the wife, as you own the property, you could live reasonably well on 7. You could live like a king on 10, but you couldn't spend 20,000 a year. You couldn't do it.
You couldn't spend 400 quid a week,
You couldn't do it, no.
but you could live comfortably on 200 quid a week.
Very comfortably. Very comfortably.
I'll tell you what. That sounds all right to me.
Yeah.
That's too dear for Sean.
Well,
That's
it would
too
be,
dear
yeah.
for you.
No, I wouldn't mind that.
No,
Beer's
that's a
cheap.
lot of money. 200 quid a week. You need to think twice about that.
I'm not earning that.
No, I know. I know neither you are.
Liar.
I forgot about that. Sorry, I hope you're not offended by that.
Liar.
I forgot about that. No, he's not. No,
he's not.
No, the presenter gets all the money on this show.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody works for less than 200 quid a week.
There's one here talking to you.
No, not for 1 second.
I present to you, Mr. Sean Connery.
Not for 1 second.
Well, listen, when are you going back?
Sunday week.
Okay. We're running out of time here.
Okay.
Listen, I hope everything works out all right for you, all
Thank
right?
you very much.
Okay.
I'll give you a buzz from Cyprus.
Please do, and send us a fax if you wish.
Okay.
Okay,
All
thanks.
the best.
Thanks very
Right,
much.
cheers.
Bye. 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 That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and live in Cyprus on my own, become eccentric. School's after the news. We'll be back at 4 minutes past 11.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock. This is the news with Linda Ray. An American officer in Iraq has confirmed that US troops opened fire on a crowd last night in the town of Fallujah, west of Baghdad. He said his men returned fire when gunmen in the crowd began shooting at them. Some reports say several people were killed. The officer said 7 people had been hit. Meanwhile, US Central Command says another important Iraqi official has surrendered to the American forces. The former oil minister Amir Rashid is said to have handed himself over on Monday. He was number 47 on the list of the 55 most wanted Ba'ath Party officials. From Baghdad, Demitha Luthra reports.
Amir Rashid was the former oil minister, but it's his role before that will interest the Americans. As an army general, he was a key player in Saddam Hussein's weapons program. He was involved in the former government's secret missile program and became known as Missile Man. US interrogators will expect him to provide vital information on any illegal arms the Iraqis may have had. Amir Rashid was the 6 of spades on the US's deck of cards of the most wanted officials. They now have 14 of 55 in custody.
Details have been emerging about 2 members of the British Special Forces who escaped from an ambush by Iraqi forces, fled across the desert to Syria and then found themselves in prison. The men from the Special Boat Service crossed 100 miles of desert on foot, but when they reached the Syrian border they were taken into custody and held for several days. The former SAS commando turned author Andy McNabb says the men would have known what they were doing.
If a patrol's compromised, they would have probably, by the sounds of it, gone to what's called an emergency RV, where helicopters would try and come in and pick them up. And if you didn't make that emergency pickup, well, then this escape and evasion plan would come into place. And by the sounds of it, Syria being the nearest country of relative safety, the E&E plan would head for Syria.
An NIE investigation is underway into a fire at an electricity substation in West Belfast. Major customers such as Shorts Bombardier and Translink were affected, but power has now been restored. The prospective DUP Assembly candidate for East Antrim, Roger Hutchinson, says he will not be standing in the election. In a statement, he said he'd taken the decision because of allegations made in the press, which he completely rejected. His place is being taken by George Dawson. Leaders of several Southeast Asian nations are meeting in Thailand to try to find a way to deal with the SARS virus. Siahuk Panketkau from the Thai Foreign Ministry says SARS is a regional problem and all the countries need to work together to deal with it.
The purpose of this meeting is, first of all, to mobilize the regional efforts to deal with this challenge, and second, to show that the leaders of the ASEAN countries and China are serious and determined to deal with this challenge, and hopefully we can restore confidence in our region, and this will help to restore confidence in our economy and keep tourism and trade investment flowing.
And the weather, showers developing this afternoon, heavy and prolonged. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. All rail services are now operating as normal, although do expect delays of around 10 minutes. That's due to a knock-on effect of earlier signal problems caused by the power failure. On the roads, then, traffic controls are in place on the A32 Victoria Road. That's between Ballymagorry and Macromason. Resurfacing works taking place and expect some delays in the area. And finally, turning to the City Airport, and the British Airways flight from Manchester due at midday has been delayed. It's now expected at around 10 to 2. Deirdre Harshaw reporting.
Travel news from BBC Radio Ulster.
Now on BBC Radio Ulster, a choice of listening. In a moment on 1341 medium wave, we've this week's programmes for schools in Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, the Gerry Anderson Show continues on 92 to 95 FM.
Thank you. Yes, continuing on FM only. It's almost 5 minutes past 11 o'clock, and I'm going to sneeze now. I hate that because every time I sneeze at least 10 times. It means I have to play a long record. Here we go. Isn't it? Because sometimes
sneeze during the news.
I can't sneeze during the news. You can't choose when you're going to sneeze. You sneeze when you sneeze, and it's as simple as that. See, during the news, and it's funny how Iraq is turning into Northern Ireland before our very eyes. You notice that? All the things that are happening there used to happen here. It's very interesting.
A lady lost a set of car keys in Belfast.
How exciting. I'm going to sneeze again.
Set of car keys. People, so if anyone finds a set of Toyota car keys, would you contact me here, please?
You?
Well, I've got the lady's number.
Oh, I thought it was my program. I thought it was my program.
There's numbers. Well, all right, then contact. Oh, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
I beg your pardon.
Don't contact him. Contact me because I'm the presenter.
All right, so you'll pass on the telephone number.
I will indeed.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then.
Time to present one more in our seemingly unending list of unusual versions of Led Zeppelin's classic Stairway to Heaven. It's hard to say Led Zeppelin if you're not trained.
She's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings, sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. 'Cause
How weird is that? Stairway to Heaven. That's by Robin Dunn. This is the four of us. Many requests for this. I wish I was in Carrickfergus.
I wish I was in Carrickfergus. Only 4 nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over the deepest ocean just to see my love again. But the sea is wide and I cannot swim over, nor have I the wings to fly. I wish I could meet a handsome boatman to carry me on my love to sea. In Kilkenny, it is reported they've got marble stones there as black as ink, with gold and silver. I did support her, but I'll sing no more till I have a drink. Well, I'm drunk today and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from time to time, but I'm so sick now. They say my days are numbered. Come all you young men and lay me down. Come all you young men and lay me down. Come all you young men and lay me down.
Best version I've heard of that since Johnny McAvoy. Do you remember hearing Johnny McAvoy singing that? It was great. A long time ago. What?
So I believe.
Yeah, but that's different. But
That
I
is
think that's the way.
I don't particularly like it.
I know you don't. That's why I'm asking you about it, because I know you hate that.
No, I don't hate it. I don't particularly.
I know, but all I'm saying is I think that's the way that song should be sung. There's a lot of controversy about that. Listen, I have all the information
There's a lady
about.
pulled into the side of the road to talk to you on the phone.
As long as you didn't pull in the side of the road to do anything else is the main thing. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I believe you pulled into the side of the road.
No, I'm now sitting on top of High Street Car Park in Belfast.
Oh, that's all right. There are different strokes for different folks. You carry on. You do whatever you like.
Gerry, can I ask you a really serious question?
Yes.
You see, when you go into work in the morning,
Yes.
what's your objective for the programme every day?
The objective is to try and get out clean before 12 o'clock.
Most of the time, it sounds like you're on some sort of different planet to the rest of us.
Well, you see, I've always known this. I've been like this since I was 15. I can't help it. I'm not like the others. I keep saying that, and I do not say it lightly. I am not like the others, and I'm sorry. I know it's upsetting to some people, and I just have a different way of thinking.
I mean, what do you have for breakfast in the morning?
I usually have about a pound of heroin and an Aspro. No, I'll tell you what I have. What any normal person would have. Every once in a while, if I feel as if I celebrate, I crack open a bottle of Sunny Delight. And Alan Partridge's line.
Well, this morning you were late.
I was late this morning. I have to tell you now. This is important, maybe. At 9 o'clock this morning, I was lying fast asleep.
Why?
Because my battery ran down.
Right, so you're not human. That's the secret to all this, really. You're a robot.
I think you've got something to say here.
And he's out today with no belt in his trousers.
I know, exactly.
Awful.
Supposing I was knocked down by a bus.
The world's not safe, Gerry, if you're not dressed.
If I was brought to the hospital after being knocked down by a bus, they'd look at me and they'd say, look at him.
He's wearing a very nice suit and a very nice shirt and tie and a nice pair of shoes, and he's looking really well, but no belt on his trousers.
That's what happens when you get up at 9 o'clock. You rush yourself. See, I usually keep my belt in the fridge at night.
Why did you take your belt off your trousers last night?
To put it in the fridge.
Why?
I like a cool belt in the morning around my waist.
You're definitely not in this world, son. Definitely not.
But you have something to say. I can tell there's some form of antagonism coming over the phone here. You don't like me, I can tell. And I can take that because a lot of people don't like me. I've always... Do you remember Jackie Fulton said to us once?
Lorraine never said that. Lorraine never said that.
Jackie Fulton...
I don't dislike you. I just don't understand you.
Well, what is it about me that you don't understand?
Well, you just jump from subject to subject with no interlinks, no reasoning, no logic, no anything.
That's true. That's because I'm insane. You see, my mind works like that. I've got a flibberty-gibbert's mind.
What's the Jackie Fulton story that you tried to tell?
Jackie Fulton once said to me, he said, Gerry.
Yes.
He said,
yes.
Always remember this.
Yeah.
At any given time, 30% of the people won't like you. 30% of the people will like you. And the other 40% will have no idea who you are. That is right. I've always tried to live by that. But I've noticed that 30% of the people like me, but the other 70% hate my guts. So Jackie's wrong.
I haven't worked out whether I like you or don't like you. I'll keep listening for another week or two and work it out.
Well, when is the first... Have you not been exposed to me for a long time?
No, you see, normally I would listen to another show in the mornings.
Who would you listen to? Come on, we can talk here.
GFM, Gerry Ryan.
Oh, you see, this is what... See, I know Gerry Ryan. Gerry Ryan doesn't understand me either. He thinks there's something wrong with me.
Can I be turned off?
Yes, you can be turned off. Gerry Ryan's a difference. See, Gerry Ryan is false. You see, he's a man who projects a personality which is not his.
Oh, right.
See, I'm trying to be honest here, and this is why you're confused. You're so used to hearing false people on the radio. When you hear
what about our George in the afternoon? He's fine.
George is as false as an artificial leg.
Oh, he's not. George is gorgeous.
Now stop that. Do you see what she's doing to me here?
I'm not involved. I'm Pontius Pilate.
I got kissed by George once.
Well, I hope you went straight to the doctor. And another thing I have to say to this is, now, Hugo's different. Hugo loves everybody.
Right.
Now, you can't argue with that. It's a condition that he has. He loves everybody, no matter what. Even if you go up and thump Hugo, he will still love you. He's like a weeble. Remember those weebles used to have? You can't knock them down.
Oh, yes, yes.
Can I be turned off?
You don't want to take any part in anything. At least you could do would be defend me. You know me as well as anyone. You can explain to her what I'm like. Why don't you help me here? It's very bad for me to try to explain to someone what I'm like. You should jump in and say, Gerry, I know this is embarrassing for you. Let me explain what he's really like.
Okay. Right, Lorraine. See this man that wants me now to defend him. Yeah. I just want to take him back about an hour ago. We were having a conversation, and we were talking about show bands, probably way this era, way before your time, Lorraine. You'd be too young. But we were talking about show bands, and Gerry was on about some guy who played in the show band. I said, I don't remember him, you see. He says, of course you remember him. You mustn't remember all the guys in the show band. I said, no, I remember very few. I could almost name them, apart from the lead singers like Dickie Rock and Joe Dolan. I says, I knew you. He says, you never knew me. Don't you sit there and say you knew me.
I didn't know you.
What did you say? Do you know what you were in those days? We looked at you as 7 and a tanner.
Well, that's all you were. You're just a walking 3 half-crowns.
You were just he says, that's all you were, 7 and a tanner.
You were 2 and 6 change out of a 10-bob note. That's all you were. And you might have been a 10-bob note too, for all I know.
Are you chained to the desk to work with him by any chance?
See, this is how I'm defended, so it's just as well I have to defend myself.
No, but do you chain that guy to the desk to work with you?
No, but do you remember a few years later, in the 1971, you became a 10-bob note? Because that's what because it went up 2 and 6.
Lorraine doesn't know what we're talking about.
The Perrys are both insane.
I think she does. No, you see, what it is, you're frightened when you hear reality here. You hear honesty in this program. You don't hear honesty in any other program. When you hear us saying things, you'll know that we mean it. The others are only show business people. Gerry Ryan, he might as well be in the middle of Australia in the rainforest for all the truth you get out of him. Anyway, I'm finished now.
All I'm going to say, Gerry, is there's saner people locked up than you, sir.
I've always known that, and they're all crying to get out.
Nice talking to you anyway.
Thank you.
Sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What was that about, Vinny? What was that about?
I don't know, but there's a call on too.
Here, listen. I have some information about.
You give out wrong information this morning.
I'm not surprised.
This lady wants to tell you about it.
Listen, here's information about Roy Rogers Museum and Happy Trails Theatre. He's got a Happy Trails.
Will you turn me off?
Ah, shut up. He's got a Happy Trails Theatre. Do you know where it is? It's just off the Highway 76, right behind Yakov Smirnov's theatre. We know Yakov Smirnov. We drunk his vodka often. And across from the new Celebration City Amusement Park. And do you know what the address of it is? It's 3950 Green Mountain Drive, Branson, Missouri.
You'll be there soon.
I'll be there soon. And the museum tour for age 13 and up, that's your age range, is $14.
That's all right.
That's a tenner. And for the Happy Trails Theatre, age 13 and up, it's $21. So if you want to go to the tomb, you're talking $35. Museum and theatre combo for 13 and up is $31.98. That's a bit dear. That's 20 quid.
There's Marie on 2.
That's a day's wages for you.
Yeah.
And the Roy Rogers Writers Club members, you're one of those, aren't you? And
God, turn me off.
Steve, you have no fun. You
Turn
have no
me off and talk to Marie on 2.
You have no fun. You don't enjoy anything I do. Let me enjoying myself. And you won't take part. And you won't do impersonations either. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Do you want the phone number of the Happy Trails gift shop?
Oh, no, thank you very much.
Do you want to send a recorded message to trigger?
No, I just want to speak to you.
Okay.
And listen, I like you. I don't care what that lady says.
Oh, no, she doesn't know if she likes me or not.
Oh, I like you, but you get things wrong sometimes.
I believe. Can you try and keep me...
Altoona is in Pennsylvania, not New York State.
I think there are a number of Altoonas, if you look at
No, there's only one, and it's in Pennsylvania.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, I may have got the state wrong.
You did get the state wrong.
How do you know this?
I used to live there.
I'm stunned. Was there an old theatre there?
No, I mean in Pennsylvania, not Altoona. But I lived in Pennsylvania.
Well, Pennsylvania's not all that far from New York, really.
Oh, it's next door to it, but Pennsylvania is about 400 miles wide.
Okay, so I made a mistake.
Yes, you did.
All right, then. I thought it was New York State.
No.
I never went to the trouble.
You know what thought did, don't you?
No, I don't.
He walked behind a funeral and thought it was... He walked behind a dung cart and thought it was a funeral.
You made a mess of that, didn't you?
I did, I'm sorry.
No, you have to get
I'll give you another one.
Yeah.
Stuck a feather in the ground and thought it would go ahead.
You seem to have some kind of difficulties.
What? No, that's a joke about thought.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were trying to be serious there for a moment.
No, I was talking about when you thought and you were wrong.
Uh-huh.
Okay, no, I can't talk anymore.
That's quite all right.
I've got a frog in my throat.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was an odd one, wasn't it?
It was odd. I've got sort of... I have bad news for you.
Do you think you could finish that sentence?
Yes, I was going to say I have good news and I have bad news, but I have no good news. I have bad news.
Yes, okay.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a man on one now who wants to say goodbye.
Am I sacked?
No, he's
sacked.
He's finished.
He's finished?
Yeah.
Is he?
He's hanging up his showbiz career.
Is he?
Yeah.
I wonder who it is. Go, let me guess who it is. Is it Jackie? Is it? Who is it?
No,
Give me a clue. Is he a person who's on the radio?
Yes.
Is he really?
Yes.
Is he on the... He's not on daily, is he? I mean, not John Daly. Is he on every day?
No.
Thank God for that. Is it someone who appears intermittently?
Yes.
Eamon Friel?
No.
Somebody like him? Somebody as mad as him? Somebody saner than Eamon Friel? Somebody younger than Eamon Friel? Older, fatter, thinner?
I don't...
Younger?
I could say yes to all those. I don't know.
I know, because there's nobody thinner.
Right.
Who is it? I'll just have to find out myself. On one?
On one.
Good morning, sir.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's me.
Oh, it's Michael.
Yes. Gerry, I've been talking to you now for... It's going on near 5 years, yeah.
Yes.
And I've decided that, I'm not saying I'll not hear the show. See, I'm going away. I'm going away for goodbye.
You're going away?
I don't know how long. I'm taking myself off.
Does this mean you'll miss our boat trip?
It'll mean I'll miss everything to do with this country.
When are you going away?
I'm going away at the weekend.
This is very sudden.
I'm leaving on Saturday morning. And,
has anything happened?
Sorry?
Have you been caught? Anything...
No, nobody chased me or anything. No. No, it's just the opportunity has arose to go somewhere, other places, and I'm sort of taking it. So I thought myself better ring him and sort of tell him.
Well, I have two immediate reactions. One is relief.
Well, I expected that, yeah.
And the other is a certain degree of sadness.
I don't know.
Are you standing on top of Everest or something?
I know it's a wee bit windy. No, I'm away down. I'm working away here and I'm out of the van.
Well, could you find somewhere sheltered where the wind isn't blowing in?
I'm at the beach.
What beach are you in? Where are you?
I'm actually between, sort of, just outside Malala.
Really? What's it like today? Is it nice?
It's gorgeous. It's sort of calmish. There's a wee wind blowing, and it's quite nice. Yeah, lovely.
I hope you don't intend to take off your clothes and walk out into the...
Oh no, goodness, not a day for skinny. That was no.
No, but I mean maybe not come back. You know, because you sound as if...
Oh no, I'm going Saturday. I'm not
You sound
going
disturbed. You sound disturbed. Well, first of all, let me talk you down. Where are you going?
I'm going to a number of places, I hope.
Have any of them got a name?
Yes.
Is it a country that we live close
Well, the United
to?
States of America would be probably the main one.
That's all I wanted to know. You're going to America?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Well, what do you plan to do anything there? Or are you just going to see what comes?
Just sort of play it by ear and take myself there, and I'll do a bit of travelling and see if I can get myself a bit of work and see how things go.
What has happened to make you make this decision? Have you been forced out?
No, I just...
Something's happened.
Something's happened. Myself. I don't know who I am. I need to find myself.
Well, you knew who you were a couple of weeks ago. What happened? What happened to him?
It's been stirred me for a number of months. And, I just need to... I feel I need to go. I've always thought this, Gerry. I've always thought... Mr. Colmy talked about this one time, very briefly.
Yes.
About, and I have the opportunity a lot of people won't have and never will have,
Spreading your wings. You're not getting any younger either.
No, I'm not. You see, I'm nowhere near as you, but I'm,
Well, you couldn't hit my age with 3 darts, as Mick Fettridge is fond of saying. You're about, you would be in your mid-30s, I guess.
That's exactly, yes.
Well, you see, if you don't go now, you'll never go.
Well, that's it, Gerry, that is it. And the opportunity has arose.
And you're not married or anything.
No.
Through choice. And you're not married, so, what's the next thing you know, you'll be, over 40.
You don't know what's going to happen, Gerry.
I know.
That's it. And, look, there's a lot of people, I know there's an awful lot of people sitting and they're working all the day and sitting in the house and all thinking, I would love to do that. But maybe they've got a terrible lot,
Well, I was your age. I'd been away for 10 years and had been back
for 3.
holding
them back. See, Gerry, I did a lot of travelling. I went away and did things and all come back,
And what's different about this time?
I don't know. It's just, I know I need to go. I just know. Where you just know.
It's the John Daly Show, isn't it?
What?
You can't watch it anymore.
I dare you, John Daly's a friend of mine.
No, but you can't watch it. That's what it is, isn't it?
I never see it. I have.
Is it Give My Head Peace? What is it? What is it? It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
No.
Well, what is it? Come on, what is it? Is it Frank Mitchell? Is it Frank Mitchell?
I have to go. What is it?
Is it Julian? Is it Julian?
No, there's no one thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just at that point.
Is it the political process stalling?
Where I have the chance to go.
Is it the postponement
to do something?
Is it the postponement of the May elections?
See, you should listen.
I am listening, but I'm doing bad cop, good cop. I'm trying to get you to reveal the secret.
But there's no mad reason.
There is a reason. You sound.
I feel as if I'm missing something. Derek, I know people who are my age who went to class, went to school, me and all. Not in my class in school, and they've never been anywhere. They've been to Spain their holidays, and that's it. You know what I mean?
It's more than my mother
and
and
father. And they're hung up now with a whole squad of kids singing around them and all. You know what I mean?
It's more than my mother.
I want to be like that. I want to be the free spirit. Now, I know it doesn't suit everybody. But the time has come, Gerry, when I'm going.
But you might get more freedom than you can take. You know what I mean? There's such a thing as freedom, and there's such a thing as unfettered freedom. There's a certain freedom that might reverberate to your detriment. There's a certain freedom that may destroy you. You see, you're here. You're here in Northern Ireland.
And this is the way I've looked at it, Gerry. This is the way I've thought it out. You go and get on the airplane, and you come back to Aldergrove, and you'll soon have the Freedom Cup from the table when you land on that tarmac.
I know,
it's as simple as that.
Sometimes that wee bit of restraint is what you need. I was away in America for a long time. I was nearly in a straitjacket, for God's sake.
Well, see, I just want to go. And look, I've been a number of times.
Yeah.
And I have people that I know out there and things like that who, would call on and see and stuff. But, this time, I want to go, I want to do my own thing, I want to be my own person.
Well, listen to my advice. I was in America for a long time, and I had so much freedom that on certain occasions they had to call the police. So, I'm saying to you, don't give yourself too much freedom. because maybe you might be able to handle it. You're free enough. I want you to stay. I don't want you to go. I don't want you to...
I have to go, Jerry. I have to go. Everything's booked. I'm going. I mean, it's
All right,
all,
then, okay.
you know.
I can't stop you.
I'm taking myself away.
All right, but you can still keep in touch with us, though.
Well, you know, I'll keep in touch by email or something like that, I suppose.
You can still phone us. You can phone us every now and again. Just phone us a quick call, and then we'll ring you back.
Just the early hours of the morning there.
We'll ring you back on your mobile.
I mean, place where I'm going.
And then you'll have to pay
Let's see,
for it
what
anyway.
time is it now? 11:30.
He's got a job.
So that'll be about 3:30 in the morning.
Excuse me a second.
There's
What?
Mike Fowler.
What?
Has Michael got a job? Has he got... You know,
I'm trying to get it out of him. He's
do?
making no sense. Have you got a job at all?
Yes, I have somewhere to go to. I have employment. Yes, I
good
do.
then. No, I think he does right. I think he does
Quite
right to
secure.
go.
Are you going
Okay, do you want to know the city I'm going to?
Yes.
I'm going to Seattle.
Seattle?
Seattle. Yes.
That's wetter than Belfast. It rains all the time in Seattle.
No, it doesn't. No.
It only rains every
Seattle's okay.
second day here.
Seattle's okay.
Sleep
No,
in
I think
Seattle.
he does right, and he should be applauded. And
Oh, listen to you.
What? Listen to you, my... Aye? Don't listen
Where did
to
you
me.
ever go?
Oh, you're the boy that sits in there telling everyone to go.
I know, but Michael's different. He's not like
Not a
Gordon.
bit different. He'll enjoy himself.
He's too vulnerable.
He might be vulnerable, but she's got people there to look after him.
He's vulnerable. They lead him up and spit him out in
Well,
Seattle.
not. He'll have a grand time.
He'll come back in a straitjacket like me.
Let him go. Let him enjoy himself and encourage
I
him.
will tell you.
He's too old to
I don't
enjoy
mean-
himself.
He's not too old. He's 32 or something.
What age are you, Michael?
I'm sure 36 there a
36.
couple of months ago. You
He's
see,
too
I
old to
think
enjoy
that's
himself properly.
legitimate. I think... Now listen to it, Haley.
You have to
And I
stop
don't mean
enjoying
any
yourself.
offence to anybody listening, right?
Yes.
But I don't want to be the boy with the belly hanging over the trousers walking around the golf course.
Oh,
talking
Sean,
about
there's
it,
you.
know.
That's you. He's talking about you again. You better talk to Sean about that.
No,
Address that to him.
No, you see, this one.
God, he said he doesn't want to be a fellow walking around the golf course with the belly hanging over his trousers. So that's you.
All right. Yeah, we heard you the first time. We heard you.
John, that's not taking anything out on anybody.
Have
you
you
know what I
any
mean?
friends out there to go out to?
And if a lot of...
Let me just repeat that. Let me just repeat that. Let me just repeat that. Have you any friends to go out to?
Sorry?
He said, have you any friends to go out to?
There's no priest.
Have you no friends to go out to?
Of course I'm going out. I've plenty of friends.
Can you understand what he says? Say that again, Sean. Have you any friends to go out to? Go on.
You're one hitful.
I'm so hateful today. I'm doing myself proud today, aren't I? I am
You
so
are
hateful. You're
worthy.
ready to hit me.
I would love to put my boot right in your...
I had to turn him off there. I'm sorry.
And Jerry, like, you are very cruel at times, and you've been very cruel to me.
I know.
I know you tried to make it up by bringing me in a couple of times and all, you know, and I appreciate that. Like, I'm one of very few people, probably the only person ever listens to this show, ever get anything out of you. I got my dinner and all out of you, and I get in and played my own records and all one day.
You're one of the few people I've ever bought lunch to.
That's right.
I don't know what came over me.
But will you do me one thing?
The place
Will
where
you
you had
do
lunch
me
is now
one thing?
closed down. Yes?
Right?
Yes.
And here's what it is.
Okay.
And somebody will get the CD to you, but you've got to play this. Right?
Yeah.
You've got to play the Whitewell Tabernacle Choir. Just somebody will send you a CD. You'll receive a CD in, and it'll get to me if you play it. Right? They'll not tell you what CD. It's up to you. You just play one track, whatever track you want.
The White Tabernacle Choir?
The Whitewell Tabernacle Choir.
The Whitewell Tabernacle Choir?
Yes.
All right, then.
Jim McConnell's church. And because I
There's only
love
one
that.
thing I can say to you.
What?
No.
Why not?
Michael,
What?
you're on about him buying you lunch.
I bought him lunch, yes.
You know, and he said that you're one of the few people that ever happened to. You know, him buying
ever
lunch.
bought lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You know the
the
story.
John, before you go on, I didn't actually see him paying for it.
I didn't pay for it. I have an arrangement with them.
I remember I told this story before, Michael, but I feel as though I should tell it again.
Right, I'm listening.
The time that we were on our way home from Australia.
You deserved that.
Oh, will it tell Sean? I know all about it.
And
You
we
deserve
sat,
that.
we
But
sat
will
in
it tell Sean, my
Singapore.
advice to you?
Yes.
Take money.
No, but listen, we
Take
sat in
money.
Singapore. Sat in Singapore. And I had no money left.
You had no money at all.
Right? On the
Sean,
way.
I heard you went for no money.
Hey, listen. And he sat, and we went into a Burger King.
Yeah.
And he said, he pulled his money out like Scrooge, and he counted his money. And he says, "I've got the price of a large Coke, a hamburger, and chips."
Oh, I was so happy.
And I says, "Well, okay, we'll half that." Half? He says, "Half that?" And this is as true as I am sitting here. I swear this on a stack of Bibles now. I'm not lying.
I ate it all up.
No, we sat. It was outside, and right, and he sat with his arm around the plate, protecting it. And right, and I sat begging for chips. I said, "Give me a chip," and this is true. And he would take a chip, and he ate half the chip, and he threw the other half over the table to me, and I was eating them. I was taking them from him. I was so hungry.
I was great then.
And then he says, and he kept looking at me. He said, "Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me." And I said, "Please give me a chip." And I was begging. And then when he was finished, he pushed it over.
That's when I was at my peak.
He pushed it over to me. He says, "Finish that," which I did.
That's when I was at my peak.
So I should be very, very thankful that he bought you lunch. And that's the truth.
Oh, I was great.
I know, Sean. I know.
I'm putting that in my book.
I was great then. I was firing on all cylinders. I was the evilest man alive.
And then
Your book will be great, Sean.
Michael, what happened then?
How to find a priest around the world.
Yeah,
You should call your book.
Listen, we went back to the hotel, and then we were out doing a bit of shopping, you see.
She had no money.
Oh, but you see, I had money, but I ran out of money. I wanted to buy a leather coat, and I hadn't enough money. And he said, "There, he gave me
Sean,
some
I
money."
want to buy a sports car, but I've no money, but we're quite looking at them.
But anyway, he bought himself this lovely leather coat, and I bought a leather jacket. And we went back to the hotel and go, tell Michael what happened then. Tell Michael what happened then. Big, swanky drawers. Go on.
No, I'm not going to tell.
Tell him.
Tell me.
The owner of the shop arrived and the police were there.
And they said
they wanted the coat back off him. He had no money in his credit in his bank. He gave a credit card and he hadn't enough money to pay for it. The man arrived, the owner of the shop arrived with the police.
And he
said to me, "You have money somewhere." And I said, "Try how he borrow." This is the hotel lobby. He said, "Try." I said to him, "Try how he borrow money of you to buy a leather coat." He says, "Will you give him your leather coat?" He says, "This will get into the papers back home. I'll be ruined."
And the guy said,
I think it just has.
And the guy said, it was only like 600 quid. And the guy said, "What have you got on you?" And I said, "I've got a tenner." He said, "That'll do."
Everybody looking at us.
Listen, you should put that in your book too. Incidentally, the name of Sean's book is called Priests' Homes That I Have Occupied. It'll be out in Random House next week.
Sean,
Right, go away now. We're fed up with him now. We're fed up with you now.
I'm not priest, right, Terry.
What?
We're fed up with you now.
He's got a story.
No, he's fed up. What's your story? Sorry.
What?
Say cheerio, Michael, and wish
Michael, we wish you all the best. And,
thank you very much, Jerry.
I hope you keep in touch
Look
with us.
after yourselves, and my love to everybody that listens, all the regular ones and that, you know.
It's away on Saturday, is he?
When are you going again?
Saturday morning.
It's a sad day. Why don't you ring us again before Saturday, and then we'll pretend not to be in.
You can ring us when he gets to the airport.
No, ring us at the airport. What time's your flight?
Sure, you're not on Saturday.
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
Oh, yes, Friday.
No, we're not on Saturday. Ring us on Saturday. Yeah.
That's right, it'd be awkward.
Ring this number on Saturday. Yeah. David Dunseathel.
I remember. Okay. I remember the rickety wheel, and you used to tell people to ring on Saturday.
You see, look at the fun you're getting looking back.
Oh, I'm nearly crammed.
I know. Well, we wish you all the best, Michael. Okay.
Right, look after yourself.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See that at the end?
There's I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's the...
Yes, it's the effect I have on people.
He's the first live one that left us.
Yeah. I can get to sleep. I think about the implications of diving in too deep, and possibly the complications, especially at night. I worry over situations I know we'll be alright. Perhaps it's just imagination. Day after day it reappears. Night after night my heartbeat shows the fear. Ghosts appear and fade away. like another day. I can't get to sleep. I think about the implications of diving in too deep, and possibly the complications, especially at night. I worry over situations that I know will be alright. It's just overkill. Day after day it reappears. Night after night my heartbeat shows the fear. Ghosts appear and fade away. Ghosts appear and fade away. Ghosts appear and fade away.
That's good, isn't it? That's a singer called Colin Hay. I don't know much about him, but that's a song called Overkill. Some emails here. Mr. Anderson, please wish my granddaughter Caitlin McClurg and the other members of the Vivian McMaster Stage School who are appearing with Paul Nicholas and Fiddler on the Roof best wishes. I do believe I heard John Bennett saying he's going to be talking to Paul Nicholas tomorrow morning and saying what a wonderful part of the country you live in. The same to all the cast. That's from Granny May and Gramps McClurg. All right, please tell all your listeners about the following. Learn to dance the salsa. I always thought salsa was something you put on food, but apparently not. And the merengue at the Indigo nightclub in Hogan's Bar, Market Street, Downpatrick, Wednesday the 30th of April, which is tomorrow night, and every Wednesday night thereafter. So there we are, learn salsa and the merengue. What about the Macarena? From 8 o'clock until 9:30 p.m. It's only in an hour and a half. Professional teachers, admission is only £3. Beginners welcome. Proceeds in aid of Belarusian Chernobyl Children Charity. Many thanks in anticipation. That's from Helen Wilson. So go along to that in Market Street in Downpatrick. And what?
Right. There's a wee call for you.
I know that.
Gerry's got to play a song for him.
Yeah. And here's a person, Anne-Marie Begley. She said, my mother's a daily fan of your morning talk show and I became a sort of a one when I visited her last August. I say sort of a one because I've had to turn my computer on at 3 a.m. to catch your show here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I'm sorry, I don't. Of course you don't. You're in bed asleep, like any normal woman. Anyway, could you please wish her a happy Canadian Mother's Day on Friday the 9th of May? That's Friday, a couple of weeks, isn't it? It's that Canadian Mother's Day. What about Irish Mother's Day or Belarusian Mother's Day or Russian Mother's Day? Her name is Molly Webb, and it's from Anne-Marie, her grandchildren Teresa, Adrian, Marion and Patricia, and her great-grandchildren Caitlin, I don't know how you pronounce that, Aidan, Sam and Rushing. Lots of love, Mommy and Patricia. See you all soon. Gerry, would you please tell everyone that Edmonton is 2,000 miles away from Toronto and we don't have any SARS cases here. The cases in Toronto are limited to one hospital and that the last reported case in Toronto was on April the 9th. Unfortunately, as you well know, a few people have died of it in Toronto over the past week, but they had been ill with it before April the 9th. So there we are. That's the whole thing. Why didn't you tell the World Health Organization and they could tell everybody else? And this is Rosemary Wilson. She says, I was so touched by the tender side that you revealed in yesterday's programme by your love of animals. You must be of an age to remember the cartoon character Felix the cat, black and white, tail straight up with a curl on the end, as he disappeared into the distance, leaving a trail of havoc behind him.
Never liked him.
I never liked him either.
No.
I never liked Felix.
No.
Do you know who I didn't like either?
No.
Pepe Le Pew.
No.
He used to talk like that, with the smell very high. I smell.
I used to laugh at Andy Cap.
Andy Cap wasn't a cartoon.
But he was funny.
It was a comic strip.
Yeah, but he was funny.
My name is Pepe Le Pew. What do you call
But he's not funny
what do you call
anymore.
the girlfriend that Pepe Le Pew
Remember the
had?
Perishers?
I don't. No.
Do you?
I've got a program coming up on Radio Ulster on a Saturday. I think it's 2 weeks' time. It's about cartoons. It's called Gerry's Cartoon Classics. You didn't know about that. You're not involved in that in any way. So I'll tell you more about that when the time comes.
Tell us about it now.
Who was Pepe Le Pew's girlfriend?
I don't know.
Gerry must know.
Tell us about the cartoon programme.
It's a radio programme.
So how are you going to talk about cartoons on the radio?
Very easily. What we do, we interview people who did. We talk to Harry.
People talking about their holiday snaps.
No. I talk to Harry Shearer. You know who Harry Shearer is? Harry Shearer. Do you know what Spinal? Do you know the movie Spinal Tap?
He's a Simpsons man.
He's the fellow who does nearly all the voices in The Simpsons. And he used
What
to
voices does he do in The Simpsons?
I don't. I have a list here, but I don't have it with me.
If you have a list there, tell me.
I have a list upstairs.
No, you said you have a list here.
No, I meant here, meaning in the building.
Oh, right.
But I don't have it with me. Also, Harry Shearer was also. He played bass guitar in Spinal Tap. But you have no idea what that is.
What voices does he do?
Name me some people.
Well, does he do the policeman?
No.
Does he do Marge?
No.
Does he do...
Who's the old man?
Oh, Homer's dad.
No, the old boy with the money.
Mr. Burns.
He does Mr. Burns.
Does he do...
Does Mr. Burns.
Right.
So what you do is you talk to all these people, and do you know who I talked to? A lady called Jen Taylor. Do you know what she did? She did, amongst other things, she does. Did you ever see Dr. Dolittle, the original Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison? Grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they will talk to me.
No, that reminds me on the sound of music. You avoid those two pictures as best you can.
Those two pictures were some of the greatest films ever
they're
made.
awful.
I'll grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they push me, pull you.
I
And
can't stand it, or chitty.
what did you call it?
Bang
Chitty
Bang.
Chitty Bang Bang was crap,
Awful.
yeah. But Dr. Dolittle was special. Anthony Newley was in that. Grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals. And what was the parrot's name? The parrot's name was Polynesia. She did Polynesia. And I was very impressed by that.
And what? Go on.
Also talked to the man who does rhubarb and custard.
Well, talk me through... It's awful. Talk me through...
You don't like anything, that's why I don't talk to you.
Talk me through this radio programme.
I'm
So
gonna
you've talked to a man...
No, many men.
Right, and when you're talking to the man, you say, you're the man behind Mr. Burns.
We talk about the Simpsons.
Tell me about Mr. Burns.
No, you don't do that.
Well, what do you do?
I'll tell you what it's called. It was called introspection, Sean. Something
Tell
you know
me,
nothing
tell
about.
me, tell me how you're going to sell this program. This
You
radio.
tell me. Look, I can't understand why you're asking me that. No, The Simpsons, for instance, that's only one element of the program. The Simpsons is one of the most important television programs ever made.
Great, so it is.
Because
Never miss it.
it was decried by President Bush when it came out. He said that the people, he wants the country to be more like the Waltons than the Simpsons. He thought it was awful. And what you have to ask these people is, what was behind The Simpsons? What's this all about? It's what's called sociological curiosity, something that you don't have any of.
Mm-hmm.
All you see is yellow people.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about this animal called Felix the cat. I have just lost a little cat just like him in Taconic, Kilmore area of County Down, and I'm sure you can imagine how sad I feel. If anyone has seen him, I'd be so pleased to hear him. There's a phone number here. So a little Felix the cat, black and white, tall, straight up with a curl at the end of the tail. So somewhere near the Taconic, Kilmore area of County Down. I don't know where that is, but I'm sure somebody was. And here's what?
I'm sure
Can't you see I'm reading things out?
Well,
this is an email.
There's a lady waiting for you.
I know, but she'll have to wait until I finish reading things out. I'll just read this thing out. A gentleman came on this phone. Look, you see, I'm calling the programme a phone. You see, this is what you're doing to me. I'd be far better off. You say you're going to take a week off next week?
I might do.
Great!
All right.
That means I'll be able to finish things.
A lot of people are phoning and quite upset that Michael's leaving.
Well, tell him.
But they wish him all the best. They wish him every success in his new.
Tell him that we
career.
don't care what happens to him, which is the truth.
That's just, you may not, because you're just a user of people. That's all you do.
I just throw them away like a cigarette packet.
That's all you do.
No, but I do behind it all care.
You do not.
A gentleman was on yesterday. He was asking where he could get a copy of a programme called Green Peas and Barley O.
Yeah.
As discussed on David Hammond's Ireland programme last week. That's the man who talks like that. And it's a very good programme indeed. I like that programme. I watch it every time it comes on. Apparently the CD can be obtained.
Yes.
By sending a cheque for $11.99, which will include postage and postage, or whatever you call it. What's P&P?
Package, postage and
Sorry,
package.
I thought it was postage and postage. Send it to Flying Fox Films, 31 Knockhill Park, Belfast. Flying Fox Films, care of 31 Knockhill Park, Belfast. BT5 6HY. We better say H as well for the benefit of Catholics and Protestants, many of whom share the listening habits.
BT what?
5 6 H or HY. Your choice is yours, depending on what denomination you are.
31 what?
Knockhill Park. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Gerry.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Anne. I'm from Larne.
Yes?
And I was wanting to see if I could get a couple of tickets for your boat trip.
Well, you see, that's all over now.
Ach, you're joking.
You see, even though you may not be aware of it, and even though many of the listeners may be aware of it, it's all the people taking part in the boat have been selected. They haven't been told yet.
Oh, dear.
But
Can I not be put on the reserve team?
There is a reserve of about 3,000.
Oh, goodness.
I could fill the Queen Mary twice.
Oh, dear.
I have to be honest with you, and I'm have to say I'm disappointed in you, and you're very late on the ball.
Well, I have been listening to you and sort of just plucked up the courage now, and I sort of felt that you owed me one because you called to Larne, maybe this time last year.
Yes.
You were going to Curves to do a wee TV programme.
Oh, that's right.
And you were looking for somewhere to eat in Larne.
We were down talking to Lisa Mann.
That's right, uh-huh.
Lovely girl, yeah.
Well, my daughter was working in the cafe that I manage in Larne.
I remember that, and they stayed open late to give us something.
They stayed open late just for you, and the only reason they stayed open late because Gemma couldn't have come home and said that she had turned Gerry Anderson away.
Absolutely not. No, I remember that. That was very nice of them.
Yes, indeed. So you're turning me away now?
I'm afraid so.
Ah, goodness.
Well, hold on a minute. That was bravery beyond the call of duty.
Wasn't it?
Give us your name there.
Anne McKeown.
Anne McKeown. All right. I'll put you on the reserve list in case anyone dies.
Oh, right.
Anne McKeown. How many tickets do you want? 2?
Just 2.
And roughly where... Is it Larne, is it?
It is in Larne, yes.
Well, we have your number.
Yes.
Right. I'll put you on the... I can't promise anything.
No.
If anyone dies, you're on.
Right, well...
Now, are you starting a reserve list now?
Yeah.
Is that the next bit?
That's the next bit, yeah.
Right, so you're in charge of that?
I'm in charge of that, yes.
Yes, okay. So we
do
have...
Do you have her phone number, Anne's phone number?
Yes, but
Will you take Anne's address?
No, I'm not.
I can't ask her to give her my address.
I'm not taking anything from Anne. No, what I'll do is I'll give you Anne's phone number after the programme, and you can enter it in your own reserve ledger.
Now, Sean, you're giving him too much work there.
It's too much work for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't you just take a note of Anne's number and let me know what it is?
Yes, I can do all that.
No, but what I mean is her address. Get her address.
I hear somebody making dinner.
Where do you work? That's the restaurant.
It is indeed, yes.
I ate in there.
You did.
And very nice it was too, I have to say. What's it called?
Cafe Spice.
Cafe Spice.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was very nice indeed. A nice varied menu.
Did I eat
it
there?
Was indeed.
No, you didn't eat there because you had no money. Every time we go into cafes, we bring money, Sean. That's the difference between us and you. And we find we're far better treated.
Well, I don't think you had Sean with you now.
No, because he would have had to have money, so he stayed outside. No, he had nothing to do with that, unfortunately.
No, he didn't.
He has nothing to do with my television career, because there's no role for him.
No.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Okay, well, thank you, Anne. We'll give him your address, please, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, thank you very much.
Give us another ring in a week's time, and I'll let you know what the situation is.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anne, that's a load of nonsense he's just told you.
It's not a load of nonsense.
It's a load of nonsense.
Anne,
And don't
trust
fall
me
for
because
that, Anne.
So I take it that I'm going then?
Anne trusts me because her daughter fancies me. Isn't that right?
That's it.
You see. No, she doesn't. I'm just hoping she does. Does she fancy me? Does she?
Well,
maybe
I
Anne
don't know.
fancies you.
No. I can't put words in her mouth. But say yes.
Oh yes.
Okay, there we are. That's it.
Well, I have fancied you from afar for a long time. I have seen you at the Lammas Fair with Geordie and all that, you know. So.
God, it's a pity you didn't see Sean. He was there too.
Oh, I did see Sean too. Yes, I was very impressed with Sean.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry.
There you go, Sean. You have to put me on the top of your reserve list now.
That's right.
So we've run out of time now.
Yes. I'm getting busy now too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I had to turn her off quick. She said nice things about you. I don't like that. Good morning, Geordie.
Hello, Gerry.
Speak of the devil, there you are.
What?
We're speaking to the devil. We mentioned your name there a moment ago. And
well, I was just a wee thing, Gerry, you put out. We Sylvia, she met your crop shoe.
What's that?
Sylvia.
Sylvia?
She met your crop shoe.
Croft's show last year.
She shows the big dogs. The one you had photo, with a big blackish one.
Yes.
But she called in, she travels this way now and again.
Yes.
But she left her mobile phone behind her.
Oh, dear. That's always a good sign.
Huh?
That's a good sign.
But...
Do you know what that means? That means she has to come back.
Right, well, that's it. But I don't want her to run away. She's heading for Newry now, she's a working person,
Uh-huh. Working woman.
Yes.
Well, when was she there? Was she there earlier on today?
It's just away 10 minutes ago.
Oh, well, there's a fair chance you'll be listening to the programme then.
Yeah, yes. And she says you were very good with her dogs.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Yes, the big blackish boys with their big head and the brownish tint in them.
Well, I can't
identify the breed of them.
I can't identify the breed right away, but I'm good to all dogs.
The big cuddly one.
Oh, the whatever you call the big thing.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So she hopes to see you on the boat now. She's looking a ticket.
Okay, well, what's her name?
Sylvia Grimes, is it?
Sylvia Grimes, maybe. Well, maybe we'll put her on the list as well.
Well, she met you and you were talking to her and had a great chat with her.
All right, so she's in the car now possibly and she's forgotten her mobile phone.
Yes, she's heading for Newry.
So, Sylvia, double back. Get your mobile phone or else pick it.
mobile phone here.
Arrange with Gerry to pick it up later.
And Evan's doing well and you're doing all right now. You're coming around a wee bit.
I was bad there for a few days.
Don't let them wear you down, Gerry.
No,
you've got what a whole lot of them hasn't got.
I can't think what that is.
Oh.
Sciatica nerve. What is it? What have I got that the rest of them haven't got?
You have what you call charisma. You can talk yourself into a hole and talk yourself out of a hole.
And not alone charisma, also chutzpah.
Well, I don't know them big words.
That's a Jewish word.
Is it?
Chutzpah and charisma.
Well, what does it mean?
It means... I don't know what it means.
Well, there you are.
No, it means knife. Do you remember the Cowardly Lion?
Sorry,
I
I almost
the Cowardly
asked Gerry.
Lion. Courage, you got knife.
Oh, before it goes, Gerry.
Yes.
You see that? I hear the tail end of it. That boy with his flares.
Yes.
Well, there's no such thing. It didn't come from the bird's nest.
Is that right?
For the fleas that come from a bird, they don't live in humans.
Well, where do you think the fleas
I would say when he built that new house, them fleas come in with maybe on old timber or whatever material,
But not the bird's nest.
No, you don't know. See, the birds' fleas, they don't live in humans.
All right, then. Okay.
No, they come in the building stuff.
Okay.
Tell me get the jazz fluid, that'll sort it out.
All right, then. Okay, well, Gerry, thank you very much
Okay,
for
bye, Gerry.
Okay, bye, bye. Sorry, what?
As the man wanted to ask Gerry a question on one.
Too late then, isn't he?
Drifter passing through. He stayed long enough to cry the blues. Acquainted with the bottle, he knew the good Lord too. Hank was a drifter passing through.
Lefty was an all-rigger's son. He felt every word he ever sung. When it came to singing, Lord, he showed them how it's done. Old Lefty was an all-rigger's son.
They broke the ground on the road that we go down today. Like a train whistle passing, their voices are starting to fade. There are some who sing their praises,
others tip their hats,
but it seems like we owe them more than that. Marty painted pictures with a song. El Paso made the whole world sing along with the story of Felina and the cowboy in her arms. Marty painted pictures with a song.
Waylon was the outlaw of our time, not afraid to lay it on the line. He went against the grain, and he always spoke his mind. Waylon was the outlaw of our time.
They broke the ground on the road that we go down today. Like a train whistle passing, their voices are starting to fade. There are some who sing their praises, Others tip their hats, but it seems like we owe 'em more than that. Sing their praises, others tip their hats, but it seems like we owe 'em more than that. Yeah, it seems like we owe 'em more than that. We all know we owe 'em more than that. Yeah, we do.
That's a good song. That song is called We Owe Them More Than That. That's from Kenny Rogers from his new album, which is not out yet, but it'll be out shortly. It's called Back to the Well. And that's a special request from Maynard Beatty in Mollusk, who's 60 years old today. That's all we have time for. That's from Harry McBurney. If you want to write to me, write to Gerry Anderson, care of BBC Radio Foyle, Derry Stoke Londonderry. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10:30. Until then, goodbye.
92 to